Good afternoon from a grey, dismal, rainy and a not very much wind on Sydney Harbour for races 3 and 4 of the 2025 JJ Giltinan 18-foot skiff championship, proudly sponsored by the Winning Group. That's the news. It's not great for spectacular sailing, that is for sure. Lay day yesterday after 2 exciting races over the weekend, but as you can see there's the rain tumbling down over Manly and just coming down the harbour towards Double Bay where the start will be. And already the committee boat has moved positions for the start. They were over to the northwest of Clark Island. They're now going over to the east of Clark Island. It'll be 2 races today. That's the proposed schedule. Windward-leeward races. And the committee boat is still on the move, so we haven't got a course direction or length at this stage. Good afternoon. I'm Peter Shipway, Dolly DeVola and Jimmy Bury joining you and the Sail Media team bringing this racing day to you, but it won't be too fast and furious at the moment, that is for sure. But we've seen 2 very, very fine wins to Yandu in the first 2 heats, but a lot to play out for today, I would think, in these tricky light conditions. To get an overview, good afternoon, Dolly DeVola.
Good afternoon, Shippo. Good afternoon, viewers. Well, normally we like to say welcome to a beautiful day on Sydney Harbour, but today is not one of those, unfortunately. Forecast today was for the breeze to be around in the east, but at the moment we've got a nor'easter blowing. Up towards the top of the course, we're seeing readings of about 10 to 12 knots, but the wind gear that we've got on our mark set bot currently at where we think the top mark's going to be, we're getting about 8. Since we were getting those readings, we've had a big stream of rain move down from Manly down the harbour that you can see on shot there now. Trust me, it looks a lot worse from the boat than what it does on your TV screens. And that rain is likely to kill the wind. So we'll see. It's going to be pretty shifty. We've got an incoming tide all afternoon, about a 0.7 differential. So that's going to make it even more difficult for the boats going upwind. They're going to have the tide pushing them downwind away from the breeze. So that even makes the breeze feel even softer than it is. So, yeah, what we're going to see, Pete, I think, is who can get off the start and then who can find their way up the track in clean air and pick the shifts and pressure. Just looking up course now, it looks like the breeze has ticked a little bit around to the right. Boats on starboard tack going on up the harbour, pretty high on starboard, and you're just looking at Harry Price with Max Paul and Finn Rodowitz there. They're just having a little run off the start line there. And where they are at the start, they're a good probably 15 degrees lower in height than the boats are further up course. So it's going to be a tricky day, I think, Pete.
Well, thank you, Dolly. Well, we haven't got a starting line yet, but Jimmy Bury, we haven't got a course, so we'll say good afternoon to you, but there's not much you can tell us, is there?
Not much I can tell you, Ship, other than they've got a pilot boardage for an inbound tanker at 3 o'clock today. Big 248 metre tanker coming into Sydney Harbour, so that should make things a bit spicy between. Hopefully it comes in between the races, but if it does, it's going to pretty much rule out the Western Channel for all these skiffs. So.
Yes, well, the breeze here at the starting area is almost collapsed here at the moment, but there's rain coming down from Manly, as Dolly said. But while we're waiting, and it could be a bit of a waiting game, I think, to get the third heat underway, we just might have a look, early days yet, at the championship leaderboard. And as I said earlier, Yandu couldn't do much better than that. 2 firsts. Finport second with a second and a fifth. And I might just say that Balmain, they had an incident with Finport in the second heat at the weather mark on Sunday. And Finport did put a protest in. It's a port and starboard incident. and they went to mediation, and Balmain, although they finished third, took a 20% penalty. They didn't want to risk going to the room, so they agreed to take a 20% penalty on the third heat. So that's dropped them down 8 to 8.5 points instead of the 3 points that they got for third. So there we can see ASCC, the top New Zealander, followed by the other New Zealander, CTEC. They are third and fourth. The RAG, fifth. Black Knight, who are outstanding second on Sunday. Then Balmain, then Vycobi, Lazarus and Smeg are the top 10 on the placings. And a little earlier today in the park, when it was dry, I spoke to the top New Zealand skipper at the moment, Eli Liefting, the skipper of ASCC. A good start to the regatta, a third and a fourth. A bit tricky out there, dodging the ferries and the wind shift, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty happy with the start to the regatta. You know, there's so much going on out there, and you know, especially on the first day with the pretty funky conditions. You know, we're pretty stoked to come away pretty unharmed with a couple of good results. So if we can, you know, keep going down the same track, we'll be pretty happy. You know, we're stoked with how it's going so far. And you've just recently won the 12-foot Skiff Intermission back in Auckland, is that right? Yeah, just finished that up. That was pretty cool. Got one of the boys, Jono, was away sailing a Super Maxi overseas, so got the opportunity to jump in with a pretty handy crew and take that on, and yeah, pretty surprised to have won that. But that was a awesome regatta. Love the 12s, they're great. And do you race the 18s constantly back home, or do you swap around various classes? Personally, I swap around quite a bit. I'm campaigning on the IQ foiling windsurfer for the Olympics, and that's my main thing that I do. And then the 18 probably comes next, and we, you know, got 5 boats who race, you know, every second Sunday if we're lucky. So it's pretty good, and we try and get the class going as well as it can. Be back home, and yeah, we love it. And racing on the harbour, 28 skiffs, is pretty exciting, isn't it? Yeah, it feels like a lot more than that when there's so many random boats coming through your course and all the party boats. It makes it pretty exciting. There's so much going on, you know. You come after the race and you're just mentally cooked. So it's you know, you got to be pretty switched on to deal with it. But we love it. It's so intense and such good racing. Yeah. Well, thanks. Good luck today. Awesome. Thank you very much. Eli, good start to the regatta, a third. Well, as we come back to you, the rain looks heavier coming down from Manly. It's now in Watson's Bay, but it's not moving very fast, which indicate that there's not much breeze to push the clouds down as we're at the starting area. No signals yet, and the fleet is just hovering around here in very light conditions. So we'll say good afternoon to all our viewers, and a couple of questions have been asked here, so I've got a bit of time to answer these. I think from Russell Beale. Russell has said, can you address why there seems to be no penalty turns done by boats that clearly infringe? Some of your great coverage shows obvious port and starboard or other incidents. Well, that's a good question. I think they get into a bit of habit during the Sydney fleet racing that they rarely do penalty turns, but now when it gets serious, I think that's sort of little bred in them that they just keep going and trust their luck that there won't be a protest. But we saw what happened on Sunday. There was a protest for port and starboard. So I don't know, I can't answer that. They shouldn't they, Dolly? I mean, the rule is there to protect them. Technically, yes. The 18-foot skiffs have always had a little bit of tit for tat. So generally, if there's, or not generally, I'll say sometimes, if there isn't contact which causes damage or disadvantages a boat heavily, there's a little bit of tit for tat or you owe me one. So, you know, sometimes in 18-foot skiffs it can be better. You could be on starboard, you've got someone, it's actually better for you to take a little dip and go behind them rather than have them dump underneath you or in front of you. So, like I say, there's a little bit of give and take, but certainly if someone's badly disadvantaged or do damage, there will be protests. So Keegan York ended up on the wrong end of the stick on numerous occasions on Sunday, and I think he was a bit fed up and decided to lodge, I think, 4 protests. Yes, one of which is still to be heard.
and it's going for redress. The results showed that ASCC beat Finport across the line very narrowly. Keegan felt he should have been awarded a place above ASCC, but the question is asked, and a few people have asked, when does a boat finish? What part of the 18-footer is adjudged to be finished? Is it the bow pole? Is it the stem? Is it something else? So I'll leave that, Dolly, for you to explain. What is the official, when does a boat officially finish?
Well, we're looking there at the Black Knight, and fortunately it's a black hull with a black pole. So you can see the white strut that's going out towards the underneath the jib or the forestay. So it's the most forward part. We call it a bumpkin tube. So it's a tube that extends out from the bow. So there we are looking at the Lazarus. You can see the angled strut that's going up from the bow towards the spinnaker pole. There we are on shot again there.
Where the jib tack is.
So basically where the forestay is there now. So it can be a bit tricky because if you've got a dark coloured boat and a dark coloured pole, it's quite hard to differentiate where that point is. And when we've got the small rig in, the forestay is actually a bit further back, so you can't really use the forestay.
Some of them use
some go all the way, but not all. So, it's a bit of an odd reference point. Personally, I think they'd be better using the stem of the boat, the actual bow of the boat. But, for that, we did get quite a few questions about that, so hopefully I've answered that question for you.
And that's what Keegan York is claiming redress for. He's claiming they beat ASCC, but the jury will have to decide that, and we'll try and bring you the result of that tomorrow or whenever they meet and have made a decision. But if you've just joined us, it's light, it's rainy, it doesn't look very exciting day for 18-foot skiff racing, that is for sure. You can just see the flags just fluttering on the committee boat. Has he got a leeward end down, Dolly? I can't...
it's down behind Balmain there, Shippo.
Yeah. Just see it behind Balmain now.
Or behind SeaTech now.
Oh, okay, yes, I've got that. So the line is in position, but it's we're lucky here to be 5 knots. Okay, well, he's going for it.
5 minutes is up.
5 minutes. And hello to everyone. They're all there, our usual friends. Olivia Dameron's there, and Lenny Rode, Kurt Snowden's there, Grant Rollo, good to see you, Nipper Henderson.
G'day, Nipper.
Lenny Rode, Jason Storr, Graham Long, Angus Roxburgh's there, Gary Leaf, Mick Sale, Lab Production, Selwyn Rowe, Chris Steele, Yankee Express, someone from Sunshine Beach, Steve D, Steve Taylor from Southend on Sea in the UK. Good morning to you. Sterling Parker, thank you for your comments. Theo Smith, David Grogan, Dave Kleinman, Bing Bong's there, as usual, Mr. Hyde. So thank you one and all. As we're hitting the hooter for 4 minutes. There's not much wind here, but we've still got starting signals up. And where do we start here, Dol? We look for breeze, I think, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to find a clear lane, that's for sure. More than likely, even if the pin is up a bit, you probably want to be up towards the boat end so you've got an opportunity to tack out if you don't have a clear lane.
And for the viewers, Shippo, the heading from our starting location here at Clark Island is 0301 nautical mile, which will just have us just off Nelson Park.
Okay, well, that's the distance, and that's the direction. And don't forget, it's a 2-lapper. The first race today, 2 races today we're scheduled for. A 2-lapper, 2 windwards, 2 leewards, finished downwind. Yandu, clear leader on the point score, but it's early days yet. 2 out of 9 races. She's won both of them. And then very tight behind her on the placings. So we'll concentrate on this day. It's a day that if you don't get off that line well, it's could be hard to get back into it. It looks up. Looking upwind, there looks to be a little bit more breeze drifting down here, Dol, I think.
Yeah.
Breeze, water a little bit darker.
That rain just isn't getting to us, which is actually a good thing because while we don't have the rain, we've actually got a little bit of breeze. But yeah, 2 races today, 2 races tomorrow. Both days look like pretty dubious conditions. 4 races constitutes pretty much half of the series, and in 4 races on tricky days, it may not win you the series, but it could certainly lose it for you. Little shout out too, Pete, to a few people on the ferry. We've got Julian and Fran have flown all the way out from Canada.
Yeah.
An English couple. Great to see them here. They've flown all the way to Sydney just to see the JJ Giltinan. Absolutely fantastic, and we're really turning it on for them.
The lovely weather for them.
Yeah.
Minute 45 to go.
There's also a bunch of avid watchers up from South Australia, led by a gentleman by the name of Kim that came and said g'day earlier on as well.
Yep, and some VS sailors have made the trip down from Taree.
Okay, minute 30 to go. Mitch Miller, I worry about you, Mitchell. He's looking for the Glass Island, idiot. But he's not out today. So, and also Salt Lab Productions. That sounds like a pest over Salt Lab Productions. Don't know who it is. Anyway, we'll get back to the racing. It's our great friend Dylan. Hello to you, Dylan. Minute 10.
Can't fool us, Dylan.
No, it's light here. You can see the skiffs just bobbing up and down.
And who's claiming the boat end, shippers?
Our friend on Lazarus at the moment.
Usual.
Rag and Famish and Yandu close together. Rag was out yesterday practicing, retuning their big rig. They disappointed a little bit on Sunday. Now someone down the leeward end as well. He's pulled back a little bit. 45 seconds to go. Not much breeze. Probably 5 knots, a bit more. But looking up towards the weather mark, there is more breeze up the harbour in the northeasterly direction, northeast. Oh, Yandu's bailed out again. They've taken a big dip behind the fleet. 25 seconds to go.
They're not going to find a way out of there in those conditions, Pete.
They've got a big wall in front of them, Yandu.
There's a little hole below shore and partners. They're going to punch in there.
He might get in there, Yandu.
Yep.
How long we got? 10 seconds. Oh, Lazarus and Smeg up at this committee boat end. Finport's here too.
Yeah, Finport and...
Akarana well advanced. We're away. What have we got?
We're going to be at least an individual.
I think it might be one hooter. Yeah, individual. Individual recall. Well, Yandu got out of that pretty well. What's Rag doing? He's tacked. Is he over? He's coming back. Oh,
Keegan knows he's over. He's going to come back.
Finport's in trouble.
Akarana coming back.
Rag's coming back. Finport's back. Akarana's come back. The rest are away. Yandu got himself out of real trouble there to get a terrific start. Clear air in the middle of the line. It's light down to leeward. So Rag has given them a jump. Finport's given them a jump. We'll just get confirmation shortly from the committee boat.
Yeah, so we've had Rag, Finport and Akarana all return, and the individual recall flag still flies.
Still up. Okay, we're away to Bradley's. We're well above Bradley, so the breeze a little bit in the right.
I suspect it could have been Lazarus, Pete.
Yes. Well, we'll try and get confirmation. The flag is still up. You can see the rain away to the west. That's over Kirribilli and the city. Where we are on the starting here at Double Bay, it's no rain at the moment. The rain seems to have dissipated a little bit. But that's the fleet, and you can see already Yandu stepping out very nicely up to windward. The Smeg and Lazarus in nice shape. And the Black Knight is also handily placed just behind those two off camera. ASCC just below Lazarus. And I haven't seen the other New Zealander C-Tech as yet. Where did he end up after all of that?
He bailed out on the port, and he's
okay. He took a short one on port.
Yeah.
Okay. It's Bradley's head just coming into view at top of screen. Smeg and Lazarus fine, nicely placed up to windward of Yandu. Third heat just underway. We're just waiting for confirmation from the committee. Nothing heard yet.
The request has been sent, Shippo.
Thank you, Jimmy. I would expect nothing less.
Gee, I know it's early days, but it's looking like we're pressing repeat here. Yandu has just stepped out from the fleet.
And the breeze is the best we've seen since we've been out here. Up off Bradley's, we've got about 8 knots.
Yeah, I reckon that's about right.
There's Noakes and Balmain, but in between them would be the race leader, Yandu.
So, Shippo, just this in from Hugh Lester, our race officer. Lazarus, Finport, Akarana were the only ones over. Lazarus didn't return. Rag came back but didn't have to.
Yeah.
So Lazarus is over.
They are. Yeah.
And didn't come back. So
That's
they're
the way
out of play.
On the Royal Oak, just
That's the way I called it. I didn't know, but yeah, Rag just covering their bases, I think. They didn't want to take the risk.
Oh, that's a
big call, isn't it?
Big call. Bit of nerves there, but anyway, we're back to the racetrack. Bad luck for Tom Kunich and the Lazarus boys. They did not return. Now, there's...
And really, they were clearly over. Like, to not come back, they were probably the most advanced boat. So, not a great decision.
There's a ferry coming down from Manly towards Bradley's Head. It will, I think, will be clear there. Balmain's seen the drama, they've bailed out. You'll see the ferry very shortly. There it is. That's Bradley's Head. And then
Hancock below it. I think she's the only boat that's gone below it.
Yeah, she is.
In the Noakes.
Boy, there's some rain up Manly, North Headway, but it's just hasn't reached us down here.
That's all the tears from Munno about the team list for Manly coming out.
Oh, harsh.
And there's the rain over the harbour city. And there's the rain clouds, but we're on Noakes. Beck Hancock. Cam Walker and Ben Kirkby. Doing a nice job.
They're down on height compared to the boats that are over in the right. So
the boats in the high are starting to percolate and a bit more breeze here. And boy, Yandu is...
there they are now.
In good shape. Marine Outlet, Josh Perepsky and the Gundy boys, they're well placed. Boy, Rags well back.
So remember the other day with the Marine Outlet how they had that poor drop down the bottom? I spoke to the boys this morning about it, and they what had happened was the take-up line in the bottom of the boat half hitched itself around the oxygen tank that they have to carry on board, but no one could figure out what the problem was until the oxygen tank started coming forward in the boat.
Well, that's one for the ages.
So they take a breath and sort it out.
Boom, tish, style.
Okay, so Yandu off Cameron just tacked to go back onto port in reasonable pressure, and I think he will cross. There he is. Closest to him will be Smeg, Black Knight and the Bigfoot. So we're about 2/3 the way up this 1 mile beat. It's a 2-lap up, third heat of the JJs. And there's Yandu. He's going to be close to the Black Knight and Bigfoot. So he's across the Black Knight and he's across Bigfoot. So Yandu leads.
Bigfoot and Black Knight both down on heading on starboard tack there, so I expect they'll get into a clear lane.
Good pressure that Yandu's coming into, and the majority of the fleet. The rain all around us here, but just clear where we are on the racetrack. Just getting 3 strings on these leading boats.
There you go. As I said, Black Knight has now come back. They've got a lane.
Bigfoot's well positioned, the Queenslanders. There's the Black Knight and Marine Outlet. And Honda, our other friends from New Zealand, another New Zealand boat.
Bit of a better start today for the Honda.
Yeah. And the breeze looks to be building here a bit, Dol. It's probably good 8 to 9 knots. It looks more to be coming as well.
Yeah, still not overly optimistic.
No,
that rain is still lurking up there. It's got to come down this way eventually.
Yandu not far off attack, I wouldn't think, to get to this ley line. Yep, he's tacked, and he will cross the fleet. Just coming now, not much breeze where he is, but he's going to come into a bit more breeze as he approaches the weather mark. He's on an easy lay at the moment. And then there's a big group of boats vying for these minor placings. I would think second could be the Queenslanders, perhaps in the Bigfoot. Where's the Rag? He went back at the start. He wasn't over, but he did go back. He's deep, absolutely deep at the moment. Here comes Yandu, sprung sheets. They're going to have a nice little lead early in this race. Boy, oh boy.
Again.
And
they're about
fine effort, terrific start.
About to round here with a little bit of pressure coming over the shoulder now too, Pete. So they'll get this kite up and scoot away. They're going to be a good 30 seconds in front, I think. It looks like ASCC will probably be second.
And New Zealand friends?
Disqualified Lazarus.
Oh,
then a tight pack.
The poor old Rag's back in about 15th position, if you're following that.
So, yeah, just to reiterate to the viewers at home, Lazarus and Finport Nakarana were over. Only Lazarus didn't return, and Rag came back but didn't have to, so...
Oh, they're paying the price now, unfortunately. But ASCC second. The delta's about 40 seconds. Then Lazarus out of play. The Black Knight third. Marine Outlet fourth. Smeg, good effort. They're round. Then the Bigfoot in Queensland. Vycobi. Kirk Mitchell, nice job. Then around the outside of Shore and Partners. Emma Rankin's well positioned. Is Honda Marine. Then sixth. They're around. Next will be Wealth. Then Team Victoria. Good set on the sixth. Oh, there's a good laughing match going on here, led by Bigfoot. C-Tech, he's deep. He's around, as is Balmain. Huffelhaus, Herflaus. Now Rag and Famish. She's going to jibe, has to jibe, try and get something out of this. Then Finport. They both went back. Remember, Farag didn't have to go back. Finport did. They're both jibe set. Then after them, another German boat.
Skiff Ropes, Rockstar.
Yep. Then Burrawang. Then Allen, 18-footers. Royal Oak, Akarana Retry, Kitchen Maker, Noakes, Gotcha for Life, and Goat Marine. So we're away on the first of two downwind runs, VMG run, back towards Double Bay, third heat, and I'm surprised to tell you, it looks like Yandu has got further ahead even in this halfway down this beat. But there's the two boats that went back, Rag and Finport, two of the favourites of this title, but they've got a lot of work to do to get back into this race.
Yandu got around that mark with a little bit of pressure, managed to scoot away, and everyone else is caught up in battles
there
of
they
gas.
Are,
They're just
right
extending.
On Bradley's head. Nice little bit of pressure. And breeze probably maybe 9 knots max. Maybe gust may just tickle in at 10, but it's light, generally light. All on big sails. Yandu leads. The fleet VMG run down to the leeward mark. They've got a gate there they can round. Take the left or right gate. Poor old Lazarus, that's a shame. That's sinking feeling when you cross the finishing line and don't get the hooter. They were over at the start and did not go back. So it looks like ASCC on the water is second. Black Knight, I think, third.
And then Marine Outlet.
Marine Outlet,
and
perhaps.
Smeg.
And Smeg.
The Bigfoot not too far behind them, good to see. But we've really seen Yandu.
Like, a few of that group got into a laughing match and everyone took everyone to the cleaners and no one really gained from that. But we're running downwind now, approaching this leeward gate, which is down near Clark Island. And a bit of breeze as I look away from the fleet there. Now they're starting to pick up a bit of speed. And probably be running down on Yandu a little. He's just starting to get some breeze now, Yandu. Stay with us for the moment.
A few technical problems.
There we go.
And a nice line picked here by Yandu. They're coming in really hot. On nice pressure.
Change your course down here at the bottom mark. I can see the boards up.
Yeah, so I think they'll probably swing that mark a little bit to the right. Looks to me like the breeze has gone slightly to the east. Can you read that, Jimmy, with your good eyes?
Change to a plus.
Yep.
So, going longer work.
Yeah, well, the fleet have run down a little bit here on Yandu. He was the last to get that puff, but he's still got a very, very good lead.
Oh, Pete, you get your timer on it, mate. I reckon they've
maybe
extended.
Looking at he has, hasn't he? Yep. Okay, just going round the right-hand mark. Looking downwind, Yandu, Tom Needham, Fang Warren, Louis Brake, they're around and on their way up the final beat. And they're starting to get some good breeze now. What a shame for Lazarus. They are second.
As I said, a little bit up on starboard now, so that breeze has gone a touch to the right.
Okay, the hooter just going from the committee boat to signify change in length of course. And this white spinnaker here that we're looking at belongs to ASCC.
Correct.
Lazarus will go round the left-hand mark. ASCC going the right-hand mark, the same mark as Yandu. So ASCC second. Third will be the Smeg, I think, and then first followed by the Black Knight.
Black Knight probably just ahead.
Yeah,
of
he will
Smeg.
be by a boat length. He's gone split marks. Oh, there's a big threatening-looking rain cloud coming over Dover Heights, down over Rose Bay. So the Black Knight's round, Smeg's around. Then the Marine Outlet.
Great effort from Josh Probosky and the boys, much improved. And also the Bigfoot, Pete, next around.
55 seconds, the Delta. So he did extend.
Yeah.
So there's Bigfoot. The Queensland's around. 6 getting around. Then Wealth. Who we got up here? Vycobi. Oh, Vycobi just stopped. He's dropped the spinnaker over the side.
Yeah, kilo of prawns.
Oh, dear. Now he's picked up and going. Going to let a few boats inside him. Okay, the Rag just off camera. It's going around the other mark, the left-hand mark. Where's Finport out of all of that? It's still coming in.
Got a close one here with Shaw.
Close
one with Shaw and Partners and Balmain tangled up with Vycobi coming to join the party.
Yes.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not sure that Shaw and Partners
had room there
at three boat lengths.
I think they're locked together, certainly. They're all locked together. The 3 of them, are they? Yep. Oh, Victoria capsizing almost. And he's got a bit on. And there's Finport just going around now. Boy, oh boy. This was the sort of day you could really get chicken winged up if you didn't get off that starting line. The 3 boats are locked together.
And the Victorians are in all sorts here.
Even in this light breeze, the Victorians...
Speared the mark.
They've absolutely speared this mark. Remember, you can hit these marks and don't get penalised. But, boy, he's got a penalty on himself here. Is he hooked up, this mark?
Yeah, it looks like it's in between the tubes on it.
Yeah. Matt Butterworth's going to be having kittens.
Oh. So still off camera, Balmain, Vycobi and Shaw and Partners still just extracting themselves.
Jousting sticks.
And there's a massive rain squall coming over from Rose Bay, Nielsen Park. Poor old Victoria, head to wind. Got absolutely hammered at the leeward mark gate.
And they still have to round the mark, Pete.
They do?
Yeah.
Oh,
they passed on the wrong side.
Around goes Akarana Eatery, 18-footers, Noakes.
And they have to undo themselves. They can't just go over to that other gate, which is what they're doing. They're turning themselves around. They're going to come back around.
Meanwhile, on a very drab Sydney Harbour in light airs, the 3rd heat, Yandu leading. Poor old Victoria are flopping around going nowhere. This rain is starting to settle in now across the racecourse. Can't see Watson's Bay for the rain. That's what we're looking at. That's what Yandu's looking at as they're tacking up towards the weather mark. The distance has been extended. There's Yandu in solid rain now. Shark Island Lighthouse. Steel Point in the background. And Yandu keeps on keeping on.
Can barely see them now through the mist, but they're in a little bit of pressure and it's coming from the right. The breeze has rotated around to the right. It looks like the further they get over towards Shark Island, the higher they are on starboard
and
tack.
Maybe a little bit more pressure, Dol. And not much at Bradley's Head. Probably looks a little bit more at Shark Island. But there's still a few tricks to play out here. This rain could make things interesting, but there's the Rag. He was deep, but he seems to work his way up the middle a bit.
He's made a decent gain.
Yeah, he has made some gains.
It was expensive going back when he didn't need to, but obviously they didn't want to take any chances. They were in the front row, so they weren't far off the line.
Yeah, he's using all his skill now, Harry Price, to get back into this. And he's done a pretty good job, I think. That's Yandu well up to windward of him, but Harry Price might be in the first half dozen now.
Yeah, still quite a few boats in between them, but he's certainly made some good headway.
So this is the final beat. It's only a 2-lapper. We've got another race to come today, the fourth heat. Today's race sponsor is Harkin, a great supplier of boat fittings and equipment. Saw Grantley Pellew, the boss of Harkin Australia, down out on the ferry today. So most of his equipment is used on a majority of these boats, that's for sure, if not all of these boats in some shape. And the breeze, what's the breeze, Dol? It wouldn't be 10, would it? Probably 8 or 9?
Probably 8, yeah.
Out of the east or east?
Which is good. This rain has come through and it hasn't completely killed the breeze, fortunately. What a reading have we got there, Jimmy?
That's from the top mark, Dol.
It's 8 knots, so I was pretty close there. Shippers, it says 8.1.
Well, you're 0.1 of a knot out. But you've got to get accurate here, Dol. We don't mess around.
So Rag down on starboard tack there at the moment. Wouldn't be surprised if they take the opportunity soon while they've got some pressure to get back to that right-hand side and try and get the shift. But quite a few extending over towards this left-hand ley line now. Lazarus, who are out of it. And who's that boat right on our bow, Pete? Can't quite tell.
It's hard to tell.
The visibility's so low here right now.
It looks like ASCC in front of us.
ASCC, they're up to windward with Sixt.
Marine Outlet would be.
Marine Outlet, okay.
Josh Probosky.
Josh punching the left. Worth a shot, I reckon, worth a shot. Can we see that weather mark, Jimmy? It's hard to see in the mist.
It's right off the beach there.
Yeah, so they've just moved it up a bit.
Yeah.
So the beauty of the mark set bot is the race committee can adjust the length of the course or the position of the mark from the committee boat. Unfortunately we've just got Yandu back on screen there now, but unfortunately for Josh Probosky on Marine Outlet, there they are now.
Lazarus is going to sit on him.
He's likely to get gas off Lazarus, and Lazarus has been disqualified.
Yeah, they're not in the race,
no.
But neither would know that. There's the weather mark just between the two of them. I don't know whether you can pick it up.
They're nearly overlaid from there, I would have thought. But anyway, we'll see.
Josh is obviously waiting for Lazarus to tack.
Yeah.
You'd think, otherwise Lazarus is going to clobber him going in. Well...
Yeah, Marine Outlet's tacked.
He doesn't look very good going back, but okay, Yandu has tacked well short of a lay line.
Looks like ASCC will be in a pretty good position in second. Smeg doing well. But yeah, as you said, Shippers, but Rag, they're probably in about, I don't know, 6th or 7th at the moment.
They don't look so good now, unfortunately. They're going back on port. The boats to the right of them are high and starboard. Anyway, that's the dismal, drizzly scene you can see on the harbour. Not much wind as the fleet are coming up the final beat of race 3.
Jono's just given us that overshot view. You can see the Rag there on the right coming in. He's going to be taking quite a few sterns. He's going to be taking quite a few sterns coming across there. But Yandu now on port tack, on approach. About 200 metres, 250 metres to the top mark. And it's going to be a nice, easy spinnaker run for them. Given no problems, they will take out another heat.
Yeah, we're up. It's off Steel Point, which is at the southern end of Nielsen Park. This weather mark this time. And we've got a lot of mizzle around. You know what mizzle is, Dol?
What is it?
Mizzle.
Mizzle. So somewhere between miserable and drizzle?
No. Well, it's misty.
Do tell me.
It's misty and drizzly. Misty and drizzly.
Okay.
You're half right.
Yeah. Our friends watching in the UK, I'm sure, know
They're
what
used
that
to
is.
it. Yeah, they're used to it. It's a lovely summer day in UK. But it's rainy, light air here from the east-northeast as Yandu about to approach the final turning mark to go downwind to the finish. And it's light again. Very light. Yandu on a ley line. And probably ASCC will be second. We'll get some clocks running here. And tell you the delta, it was what, 55 seconds?
Something like that. It was about 50 seconds.
Yeah, okay, we'll reset everything here. So Yandu in command again, as he has been, certainly on the second race. We had to fight hard in the first heat to get over the top of Finport, which he did. So Yandu's around now. The race leader on his way for home. Just keep their nose clean here. And ASCC coming in. Still a little way to go. There's ASCC coming in. Yandu nice. Bow up. Nice set.
Nice set, yeah, indeed.
So he's lifting quite high, so I don't think it'll be long before he jibes.
Yeah, as soon as he can clear some traffic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Here comes Eli Liefting, Adam Moostel and Josh Schoen. The top New Zealanders so far on the point score. They've had a third and a fourth.
Been in good form.
He's just tacking now, and up his exhaust pipe is the disqualified Lazarus. Okay, just easy lay for the ASCC.
Here they come. Yandu have jibed off screen, folks.
Okay, so they're just about to round, and they are the delta of 1 minute and 1 second behind Yandu.
Gee, and the breeze has gone a long way round to the east here, Pete. Light and...
Yeah, so they're all bow up. It'd nearly be a jibe set if you get away with it.
Yeah.
Lazarus around, and they... Okay, so next around, so Lazarus out of play for being OCS on the course side at the start. Boy, it's light here now, Dol.
It has just completely collapsed, the breeze at the top mark here now.
So it's 5.4 knots. We're getting a reading off the mark. So Yandu's around, ASCC's around. Third will be...
C-Tech, I think, is it?
C-Tech, yeah, he's come out of the pack.
Marine
Then Marine Outlet,
sixth.
just above sixth.
Then Wealth, Queensland.
And then Smeg.
I think six are in sixth, Pete.
Oh, well, we like that. Makes life easy for us, Dol. So sixth around, then Wealth.
Good effort from Wealth.
Yeah.
Big improvement from them today in the light air.
Smeg. Then after them will be the Black Knight. And then probably Rag and Famish. Got themselves back into it a little bit. Just a few little gusts here, but not much. So there's the Black Knight, tacking for the mark. There's the mark. There's Harry Price and the Rag. Next will be Honda Marine, then the Bigfoot, and then a little bit of a gap. The Kitchen Maker, Burrowang, Vycobi, poor old Balmain, Vycobi and Shore Partners. They all got tangled up at the Leeward Gate and really wrecked their day.
Yeah, it may not be the last we hear of that one, Pete.
There's Burrowang still coming. There's Sixth and Marine Outlet. Hoffler House and Shore Partners going upwind. There's Noakes going across screen. Just see the rain all around us here. It's just light, drizzly rain. Can't even see Clark Island. It's just shrouded in that mist and rain. But what we can see is a very, very clear lead to Yandu. They've jumped away again, sailing beautifully, very accurately. And there
they are. They look like they've extended again, Pete.
Yeah, there's you just making out the famous Harbour Bridge. The Opera House is there somewhere, I believe. But it's plain sailing for Yandu to go 3 up in this series.
Breeze around in the east, and it's actually a pretty tight leg for them to get to the finish here. They'll certainly do it in one, but they might even be a little bit underdone. Anyway, we'll see when they get a little bit closer, and we'll see where Hugh Lester's got the finish boat position. If they pick up any more pressure or the breeze goes any more east, they'll be battling to get there.
I don't think they'll mind that too much. It's got everyone tucked away so nicely, but they're just passing Bradley's head now. They've got about 300 metres to go to the finishing line. I hope they can see it. We can't see it. It's just shrouded in rain and mist.
Yeah. So
they are low at the moment.
We are a long way underdone on this finish line, I think, Pete. So Yandu will have to drop their kite and then two-sail reach to the finish like I suspected. But they're just starting to lift a bit now, so they won't knock off yet. They'll go as far as they can down here. Louis Brake will knock that kite off and get it away. We met Louis's mum this morning. She's come down from Queensland. She's on the Spectator ferry. Very, very proud mother.
Well, so she should be, though. Louis and Fang were the champions last year with Mika Lane in this boat, and Tom Needham's jumped aboard, doing a fantastic job so far, but this will be the third of the 9 heats.
You can see the finish mark
in the background.
Yeah, you can see the finish mark just over to the left.
It's a pretty good lay line to me.
They're squeezing to get there. It's going to be pretty tough, though. They might just a few rolls of the kite, maybe a rag, and they'll flog of the spinnaker and they'll get there. The breeze, as they've got down here, it's slowly rotated and softened. So one good puff and they're not going to get there.
So 3 out of 3 for Yandu.
And that's the puff I'm talking about.
Yeah, they'll have a look at it. They're going in, I think.
Here
they go.
Don't want to take any chances, no risks.
It's a very formidable team now. Just really moving into their work nicely at the right time. Tom Needham puts the bow up.
Solo drop from Louis, so he just throws them all and just gets that kite away, so throws the halyard and the tack line at the same time. Solo drop. And here they come.
Get a time delta here. Another superb performance from the Yandu boys. They're away and over. Clock is running. Yandu first.
Tom Needham, Fang Warren and Louis Brake. Fantastic effort. Another picket on the fence, Pete.
Yeah, the breeze. Well, it's hard to see the breeze. There's so much rain now, but it's Lazarus is flying down to the finish, and the disappointment for those boys, Tom Cunich, Josh Philman and Paddy Bannon, was that they were over at the start.
So they're going to realise in a minute when they don't get the hooter.
They've got good puff. It's coming up really in the east now. Really in the east here. This breeze. They're struggling now, ASCC, to get to the finishing line. That's Lazarus. And the breeze got right round the east almost.
Yeah, well, as I said, more in the east, and we've just seen a little spike in the pressure, which is good. We're going to have a bit more breeze.
So easy to overlay this mark. There's the White Spinnaker's the second place boat. Strange as it may seem, Lazarus, the Black Chute, they're in real trouble now anyway, Lazarus. They were OCS, ASCC. Got to get the drop done. They're a long way ahead of the third place boat.
Yeah, Lazarus ragging the chute, but they're not going to get there ragging the chute. Oh, they're just turning up now. They might get there.
Oh, ASCC's got prawning. Stick with it, boys. Stick with it.
They did that on Sunday too, Pete, just before the finish.
No, that was CTEC.
Sorry,
ASCC. Fortunately, they've got enough up their sleeve, I think.
Well,
no, they haven't.
They're in all sorts
of trouble.
They're in all sorts of trouble.
Oh, no. They're gone. ASCC are over. They were in second spot, and the chasing pack are hammering down. That was an ugly capsize too. Spinnaker full of water, dragged them over.
Gee, the deficit's going to be big now, Pete. Because
massive now. It's already 2 minutes 10. So who we got out of the clouds and rain?
Rag and Famish are looking pretty good, but they're just behind Finport. Smeg is down to leeward. Someone else has dropped the kite and is going to reach in.
Where did Finport come from? They must have jibed at that mark. The breeze has gone hard into the east. Boy, Finport and Rag and Famish.
Looks like CTEC, Pete.
CTEC will get there.
Oh, we're not there yet.
No.
I think Keegan might reach
there's boats falling over everywhere. This breeze gone hard into the east. CTEC and Finport. Poor old ASCC still upside down. Here they go. It'll be CTEC. CTEC, Finport, Rag. Well, you wouldn't believe that. Well, you better.
Well, this will be close between Rag and Smeg, I think. Might even give that to Smeg.
So it's
they were closer to the mark.
Rag and Smeg, very close.
Photo finish.
That was for fourth and fifth. Well, Rag and Finport was so far back, they jibe set at the windward mark, and that paid off. There's Wealth is next.
Excellent result for Wealth.
Though Wealth across in sixth. What do we got behind us? A bit of carnage, actually. There's spinnakers flapping everywhere. That rain squall's come through right out of the east and quite strong.
Next in looks like sixth.
Well,
unfortunately, they're going to be seventh, not sixth.
Sixth, ASCC off camera, valiantly trying to get this boat up. So who's going to be next? Who's down to leeward there? Is that?
It looks like the Black Knight.
Black Knight at sixth, yep. So six down to leeward, Black Knight to windward.
On a bit of a roll. I think they'll get over them.
So Black Knight 7, 6, 8.
Then it looks like Honda Marine,
and then Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
Honda Marine will be 9th. Gee, this upset the apple cart. And Bigfoot 10. Okay, Honda across, Bigfoot, and still ASCC upside on their side.
As well as, I believe that's Marine Outlet.
Oh,
what a shame for those guys. They were having a very good race.
They were. Next will be Kitchen Maker. You can see how fresh the breeze is. It's a 2-sail reach. So Bigfoot across in 10th. Next will be
the Kitchen
Maker.
Then Balmain, it looks like.
Balmain, they've got themselves back a little bit into 12th. They won't be super happy with that.
And after that tangle up down the bottom.
Expensive,
Kitchen Maker are fighting hard to get up to the mark. Balmain flying in. Kitchen Maker will just beat them by a boat length. Okay, Kitchen Maker 11, Balmain 12, and still ASCC capsized. There they are. Next is the Burrowang, 13th, lucky 13th for Simon Nern. Gee, it took the ASCC a long time, didn't it? Spinnaker still causing problems.
It's still a long way from over for them.
Burrowang across, 13th. Then Charge of the Light Brigade here. Akarana, Eatery. just ahead of the Royal Oak. And then Shaw and Partners, 16.
Vycobi will be after them.
Vycobi. Oh, it's a disappointing day for Vycobi. So we still wait for the ASCC. Well, gee, those minor placings got turned on their head, didn't they?
ASCC's laid over again to try and get that Spinnaker away. They're
so next, after Vycobi, who was 17th, is this who's this? Noakes will be 18.
And then Alan.
Alan from the UK. Boy, oh boy. That had a bit of everything towards the end. So Noakes across, good effort from Beck Hancock, Cam Walker and Ben Kirkby. They're across. Then the Allen team of Anthony Goodwin, Daniel Bevan and Ulf Anderson. Who we got to come here, Jimmy? We've got a couple of blokes getting them out of the tide.
The Heffler House.
Heffler House.
And then you've got the Victorians look like they're going upwind at the moment. They've just pulled themselves up out of the tide.
Oh dear. Well, that played a few tricks, that last Spinnaker run, for the boats that were behind the leaders. Well, Yandu, a massive win again. And then things got turned on their head as the breeze went hard into the east and freshened with this rain. Probably about up to 12, 13 knots at times, maybe a bit more. As we're watching now, coming across is the Heffler House.
Heffler House.
Heffler House, they are 20th.
And next to the Chargers are Gotcha for Life, the 18-footers, and I believe that is...
I'm not sure.
Goat Marine.
They're the Demisters.
Gotta eat your veggies, doll.
Yeah, that's Goat. Goat's going to roll over the top of 18-footers. Bar and restaurant.
Okay, so Goat, Marine 21st. 22nd. Oh, no, Gotcha for Life.
Gotcha for Life before them, mate.
Yeah, Gotcha for Life.
Then Goat. Then 18-footers bar and restaurant. Then who have we got up there in the mist? It looks like it's the newly named Skiff Ropes Rockstar.
Red Star Rockstar?
Rockstar.
Skiff Ropes Rockstar.
And Team Victoria's turned around heading the right way.
So yeah, it looks like Cameron McDonald has come on board with Skiff Ropes and helped the Red Rockstar out with a little bit of sponsorship, probably product in kind, I'm guessing.
And unfortunately, there's the ASCC still in the tide
and still with their Spinnaker hanging off.
Dear.
So those guys have just got to compose themselves and come back all guns blazing for the next race.
I think that'll be their drop.
What do they say? It's never over till it's over. But boy, was that the case for those poor boys, ASCC. And this is Skiff Ropes Rockstar from Germany. And there's still one to come, is there, Jimmy? We've got someone in the mist.
Team Victoria here.
Are they upright? Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're upright.
So that's all accounted for. Still one to finish, which is ASCC. So
well, you've got Marine Outlet still capsized.
Marine Outlet as well.
ASCC just trying to
Marine Outlet just coming up.
Spinnaker.
They're on screen now. That's Marine Outlet.
Yeah.
Well, Josh Faribski.
Let's tidy that all up
and back over.
Oh dear.
With the majority finished now, the day, the Heat 3 belonged to Yandu.
Again.
Clearly, by 2+ minutes over C-Tech. Finport, who came from the cleanest to grab third. Keegan York, C-Tech, which is the Alex Vailings, Matt Stephen and Brad Collins. They also came from a fair way back to finish second. Finport third, then very tight for fourth and fifth between Rag and Smeg. We haven't got official placings there, so we'll try and bring that to you. Sixth was Wealth, Black Knight 7. Sixth was 8th, 9 Honda, 10 Bigfoot, 11 Kitchen Maker, 12 Balmain, 13 Burrowang, 14 Akarana Eatery, Royal Oak 15, Shaw and Partners 16, Vycobi 17, Noakes 18, Allen UK was 19, Herflahos 20, Gotcha for Life 21, Goat Marine 22, 18-footer Skiff Bar and Restaurant 23, Skiff Ropes Rockstar of Germany 24, 25, Team Victoria. And any more finish, Jimmy? Is ASCC, did he finish or not?
No, Marine Outlet look like they're going to be next to finish. They're just above the line here.
Okay, Marine Outlet. So, well, the rain keeps tumbling down here on the harbour. The breeze came hard out of the east towards the end of that run, and it caught a lot by surprise, a lot with their pants down, especially the group that didn't jibe early. Those that jibed early, including Rag and Famish and Finport, came from a long way back to get up into really solid placings. So we'll try and get the...
So Marine Outlet and ASCC outside of the time limit was the motion I just got from Hugh Lester.
Okay, well, so they were DNF'd. So the only thing we've got to tidy up is between Rag and Famish and Smeg. We'll try and bring that to you shortly while the officials are trying to reset this course. And where's the breeze? It's right round in the almost southwest, is it?
Yeah, it's pretty east, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, southeast, you're probably right.
So we're thinking Smeg got fourth.
Who was it between? Sorry, Shippo? It was
Smeg and Rag.
And Rag.
It was very tight. Couldn't really see from where we were. Depends where they're judging on the boat, Dole, whether it's the bowsprit. I hope they know where they're judging.
Well, I think they do know, so end of the bumpkin tube. But Hugh Lester lined up with the line has the best view. We weren't lined up, so it was a bit hard to tell. So I'm not prepared to make the call.
No.
I don't want to end up being a witness in the protest room.
So we'll definitely be on an easterly direction, I would think, the next time.
Yeah, I think Hugh Lester will up here and we'll be heading over to the other side of the harbour for this start. We could even possibly go down towards the zoo and work our way up towards Double Bay, I think. The breeze has rotated that much. No guarantees it's going to stay there.
So Rollo, Grant Rollerson, he's always up for a bit of controversy, Rollo.
Bit of banter.
He wants to know, with Tom Needham skipping from Brisbane, is Yandu a Queensland boat? I don't think John Winnie would approve of that. Yeah. But I'll ask the question, Rollo, anyway.
Turn it up, Rollo.
Yeah.
Yandu, mate. It's a Sydney boat.
The yellow and black flag, they're being displayed on the Ripple side, means follow me.
Follow me. So we're moving the starting line, starting area, moving the course. So stay with us. There'll be a fair delay.
Yeah, we're going to definitely move down, whether we go down towards the zoo or whether we're just going to head down towards the harbour bridge a bit more. Maybe closer to where we were set up earlier on.
Don't forget, there's a tanker due to come around Bradley's Head in 25 minutes.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to be on this side of the harbour though, Jimmy, unless we do go down to the zoo for a start. Hopefully Hugh knows that ship's coming in. I'm sure he probably does. He would have seen the tugboat going out as well.
Geez, he's a pest, that Angus Roxburgh, isn't he? He said, Dolly, I checked the ledger and you owe me plenty.
Angus is coming down on the weekend, I believe. So if you think he's a pest on the internet, wait till he turns up at the club and gets a couple of rosés into him. Hope you're enjoying the coverage, Angus. You should be doing some work, mate. Selling mansions up there on the coast.
Now, Jimmy, we got a temperature gauge on the water. Julie Bevan wants to know what the sea temperature is.
25.56.
There we go, Julie. I don't know whether you're planning a swim, but it's nice temperature if you are.
I think it's about 27 at Lord Howe Island.
Oh,
Careful.
rehashing old things, are you?
Yeah, careful. So we're just waiting for the new start line to be...
Starboat just
Fish.
having a chat with the sponsors support vessel, let's say.
That's the JBW, owned by the
Winning family.
John Winning. So Yandu, boy, oh boy, 3 out of 3. Looking pretty good at the moment. Can't look much better than that. You'd have to feel for the poor old boys on ASCC. They just caught absolutely with their pants down there and went prawning, and they couldn't get to the finishing line. Gee, it's rainy again here now, Dole, isn't it?
Yeah, visibility's pretty low.
It is.
But the good thing is the bit of breeze that we've got seems to be holding up. So
if you've just joined us, we're waiting the start of the second race today, the 4th heat. Today's heats are brought to you by Harkin, and they're racing for the Alan Cole Trophy. The best boat of the day will win the Alan Cole Memorial Trophy. And 2 races again tomorrow. It looks as though it could be light as well. And then Thursday we're back again for race 7, and then a lay day on Friday, and then we're back into heats 8 and 9 on Saturday and Sunday.
Well, hopefully a lay day on Friday. The weather again tomorrow is looking a bit iffy, but hopefully we'll have 2 races again tomorrow. Jimmy, did you say Grant Pellou's out here on the water today?
I saw him in the park.
Okay.
I dare say he's on the spectator ferry.
He was going
Getting
on
him
the
into
ferry.
trouble with Katie that he's out here.
Yes, and I did also see Tommy Spithill going aboard, so a few of the usual suspects have come down from Pittwater to watch the 18s today.
We're getting a contingent from the Manly 16s at all. Jimmy, have you heard?
Well, that's up to Steamer to organise. But I believe a lot of the 16 guys are all coming, led by Lee Napton, tomorrow to go out on the ferry.
Wednesday,
Nice.
are they?
Wednesday, yeah.
Okay. We might see the likes of Pete Mackey and...
Well, Mackie, funny you say that. Mackie's had a big operation on his hip knee thing.
Oh, yeah.
So I spoke to him yesterday at great length. He's well on the mend. He's still on a single crutch. He's hoping to actually come down Sunday to watch the final day.
How nice, yeah, good. What about Bobby Joy? Is he coming over from Manly? Joy Boy?
Joy Boy?
Well, yeah, Joy Boy indicated that he was going to come over. Didn't tell me which day. And they had Old Buffer's Day at Manly 16s on Saturday, and Joy Boy was down there, even though he hadn't sailed a 16 out of Manly, but nonetheless, he'd get the Joy Boy
Don't
in
let
there.
details worry you.
No, but he...
If there's a schooner around,
yeah,
Joy
there's a
Boy would be
schooner.
happy.
He sniffed it out. So, but all accounts here, Joy Boy and Steamer and possibly Normie Hyatt might come over.
Yep, fantastic.
That would be lovely to see them. And there's Garden Island. That's where we're positioned for the start of this 4th heat, second race today.
Start boats anchored with the AP flying at the moment. So
You can see the rain in the background there. You can't see Kirribilli or Cremorne. Just make out Fort Denison. And it looks set in, this rain.
yeah, and breeze has just dropped off a little bit again too, Pete. But I think direction. Oh, now just as I say that, little squirts come through at the start boat, and it's gone a long way around to the right. So what this could be is very shifty, and wow, where the start boat is pointing now, we will not be starting there.
On a southerly.
It's going to be a very short beat.
Jimmy, did we get any clarification yet between Rag and Famish and Smeg?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I think
They're probably
his
busy.
hands are a
Yep,
bit
all right.
full, but
He's a bit busy.
Hopefully we'll hear that.
just looking at the readings from the top mark, which is where's that? Off Steel Point at the moment. Motoring
Still there,
around.
is it?
It's 8.4 knots from 108 degrees.
Yeah. Little south of east. Yeah, that's what it looks like, and that's what caught the majority of the fleet out on that last Spinnaker run. It looked to be a nice docile run, which it was for Yandu. It just as he crossed the finishing line, the breeze went hard into the east.
Just got a message through from Jack Andrew that the Belmont Skiff Club is sending a bus full of blokes down tomorrow to jump on the spectator ferry.
Oh, terrific.
There might be some ladies too, Jimmy.
There might be.
Yeah.
Always welcome. Great club up there on the beautiful Lake Macquarie.
Now, if the breeze is 180, we won't be starting here, I wouldn't think.
108.
Oh, 108,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
I misheard you. Even
All
then,
the right numbers, just...
even then, I don't
No,
think we'd be starting there.
dyslexia setting in, yeah. 801. Well, the disappointment in that race, of course, was Lazarus. They crossed the line second, but were OCS, didn't go back and registered as a non-finisher. And at ASCC, did he get himself out of the capsized position? It took him a long while, and then he ran out of time. Was he one of the boats timed out?
Out of time as well.
But he would have been last anyway.
Yes, he would have,
so it didn't really matter. There he is in front of us now.
Oh,
so
dear. That's a disappointment to those
it looks
young
like
team.
I'd be pulling that Spinnaker up and repacking it. I know that much,
Yeah.
which I haven't seen them do, but I'm sure Eli and the boys are smart enough to know that they should do that. So I don't think that would have gone in the bag too cleanly in the situation that they were in. Now the breeze seems to be swinging back towards the east a bit more again. So we might be able to get a start away here, but...
Jesus, bloody Rollo, you can't get rid of Rollo. He now says, and he's true, it's right,
oh, he's always
that
right.
the helm and the bow on Yandu are both Queenslanders.
Yes, true, Rollo.
Yeah, that's true, but the boat is a Sydney boat, Rollo. Should I put Woody in touch with you? That'd be a good fight. You and Woody having a blue over whether Yandu's a Queensland boat. I know there's going to be one winner there, and it's not going to be you, Rollo. But anyway, keep it coming.
When are you going to get things organised and we see a WA contender again, Rollo? That's what we want to know. I think you on the bow, Brian Evans on the sheet, and Scotty Glaskin on the helm. There you go.
There's one broken wing.
There's a dream team.
There's a broken wing. I think the skipper from Gotcha for Life is from WA by memory.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we're going to get another race for you, Bing Bong. I see you've been on a plane, so you're obviously back on terra firma. So all intents are to have another race. We've got plenty of time. It's only 3:40 in Sydney. And there's wind, there's rain, and we just have not got a course as yet. So we'll be relying very much on the course direction to find that weather mark, because you cannot see it in this misty drizzle.
Well, they've got to bring that mark set bot down from
Steel Point in the Rose Bay area, Point Piper.
I'm suspecting where we are now, it'll be in the vicinity of this side of Shark Island.
Just on the other side of Shark Island.
Oh, so she's getting along?
Yeah.
The little mark who could?
This robotic mark is moving. So we sit and wait, and if you just joined us, Yandu has won the third heat, convincingly again, from SeaTech and Finport. My friends from Auckland are rubbing it in. It's a nice and sunny day here in Auckland. I didn't need that from you, Johnny Montgomery. You just keep watching the sailing and don't give us the weather forecast. We'll do our best here. We're trying to get the sun out, but I don't think we're going to see it today.
And probably not tomorrow either.
No, it looks a bit of a funny old day, but the weekend looking pretty good with a reasonable northeasterly breeze forecast, but we're a long way away from that.
I think I saw Sunday we've got a temperature forecast of 36 degrees or something. So
Brilliant.
If that doesn't bring a nor'easter in, nothing will.
So we've got the windscreen wipers going here on the Sail Media boat, and the drone is docked in this weather.
Yeah, unfortunately we can't bring you pictures from the drone in this weather. We can't fly when it's this wet.
So we didn't need Dylan after all. Oh,
We seem to be coping without him.
without him,
Yeah. He's probably sipping margaritas by the pool or something, I would say. Or over there he'd be having a Bud Light maybe.
Mm-hmm. As the Queenslanders had a good race at 10th position. Bigfoot with Dave Hayter, Elliot Marr and Ben Roxburgh. So the rain is trying to clear, but it's not doing a good job at the moment. Just waiting for the start of a race 4, heat 4, second race today.
Breeze has gone back a long way round to the left again now. Boats sailing off the start line from where we are now, not even laying Bradley's head. We are further down than our normal start position, but that tells me it'd be round in the... What direction have we got there, Jimmy? East?
84.
Uh-huh.
084.
That's the reading from the robotic mark, is it?
Yeah. At 6.9 knots.
Yeah. It's light, that's for sure.
So yeah, back pretty much in the east again.
And I think partly the other thing that we're held up for, if you
That ship.
just to the
Oh, I see
right
something.
of that shot, you can see a silhouette of a rather large ship coming around Bradley's head.
Coming out of the mist.
Sure is. She's a decent sized ship too, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's to replace the fuel we've used this week, though.
Well, that's Bradley's head we're looking at. You can just make out that ship. Yandu is right in the middle of that ship. There it is. So he'll be done and dusted by the time this race gets underway, I would suspect. As the championship leader, Yandu at a perfect score, 3 out of 3. The ship's almost at Bradley's head. Got tugs on him at the moment. Just turn him round and get him bound up to under the harbour bridge.
Yeah, and I think if they've got that top mark nearly in position, I think once he gets around Bradley's head, Hugh Lester will probably put us into sequence. And we'll get back on with the show.
It's a sizable ship, isn't it? Boy, that is a big fella. When we see him close up, that'll be a...
Probably take 2 days to pump that out at Gore Cove there.
And you can see the pilot boat just to left of your screen there. So no boats are allowed to sail, or power boats either are allowed to pass between that pilot boat or the ship, or there is a rather hefty penalty in place if you do that. Well, we've got a fan, have we? Someone's yelling out.
There's always someone with a hat, sunglasses, trying to poke their head through a window of a boat we don't know.
Yeah, whether we know who that is.
Sunglasses are very practical at the moment.
It's a bit like the start of any yacht race, Shippo, when everyone's in their full
Wet
ocean
weather gear
gear and the big
hood.
sou'wester
Yeah.
hat and glasses, and they go past, "G'day," and you're like, I don't know who it is.
And they say, you didn't wave to me. Well, we don't know who you are. Anyway, least of the worries at the moment. We're just if you joined us, the AP flag is up for the start of for waiting the start of second race today, the 4th heat of the championships. And the rain is still around as the AP pennant flying from the stern of the committee vessel. Breeze is okay here. It's 8 knots, I suppose, 8 or 9 knots.
Yeah, that's what we're getting off the top mark, Pete. Still about eight knots and 8 knots and out of the east. So we're in the right spot here. We'll have a pretty decent clean beat up the harbour.
And we've got an incoming tide, is that?
Yeah, incoming tide all afternoon.
Right.
Once again, not a big one though. I think it's about 0.7 differential.
There you can see the size of that tanker coming in. It's a big fella. Tug is working overtime to straighten him up so he can go up harbour under the bridge.
Sydney Harbour still a working port. A few people need to be reminded of that. Those that are trying to gentrify Sydney Harbour.
Do you know who was yelling at you, Dolly? Do you want to know?
I do tell.
Pedro.
Ah, Peter Stevenson,
That's him.
a.k.a. Pedro the Foiling Sailor. G'day, Pedro, if you are tuned in as well.
Rollo, you're a pest, an absolute pest, Rollo. He says now that there's a sheep station in Western Australia called Yandu, incidentally. I'll give you Woody's phone number, Rollo. You can ring him.
Now, you know Rollo lives in Western Australia, but he's actually a Kiwi.
Yeah, I know.
So you wonder why he knows about sheep stations in WA and what they're called. He's all over it. Yeah.
Another possible race. Yes, we're very confident we'll get a race in. Just be patient. Just be patient.
Yeah, I think we're not too far off. Someone capsized over there. I think they're just trying to fix something. They've deliberately gone in the tide.
Well, I wonder if we'll hear any more of that tangle up at the
bottom mark
at the Leeward Gate first time between Balmain, Vycobie and Shaw and Partners. It ruined all of their days. Anyway, we'll see who goes ahead with that, if they do. We'll just talk about the protest lodged on day race 2 between Finport and Balmain. Balmain went to mediation and they took a 20% penalty, but I suppose it's always the risk you've got with starboard rounds, isn't it?
Yeah.
Coming in on a port lay line, it's difficult. It's a bugger.
And especially coming on a port lay on a first work.
The fleet are bunched.
The good book will tell you not to do that,
yeah.
Pete. And as a coach, it's not something I would ever encourage and always try and discourage. Yeah, we've only got 28 boat fleets here, but I sail in some pretty huge numbered fleets overseas, and definitely a no-no. Coming in on a port lay. Generally, we do port hand roundings, but it's still the same thing.
Yeah.
Come in late on a port lay.
Yeah, it's difficult. Starboard roundings are difficult at the weather mark.
But all of those yachting marks, the Yachting Australia marks, it'd be 6 minutes now to the start.
Yeah, but Yachting Australia marks are all starboard.
Oh, we've got around to the starboard, yeah.
So that's the AP has come down.
Yep, 1.2 nautical mile beat on a bearing of 085.
Okay, so basically an easterly at 1.2 nautical miles. So a decent beat, 2 beats, 2 laps, 2 lewards. Gee, that's a big tanker going around Bradley's Head. That would be significant if it was on the race course, let me tell you.
Yeah, real wise decision from Hugh and the race committee to hold off while that comes through. But as I said, rounding Bradley's Head, and we will be going into sequence any moment.
There's the 18-footer bar and restaurant just getting up out of a capsize. That's the Bradley's Head in that mist in the background. Just see that ship just now coming down Atlantic Diamond.
That's correct.
5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep, so we're in starters' hands. So at the moment, we're getting a reading of 9.5 knots at the top mark. So that's good breeze.
And the top mark is located, Shippo, just between Shark Island and Point Piper.
Ooh.
Up into the Dardanelles we go.
That is always tricks up there.
Just short of the Dardanelles.
So port roundings in this course, then the gate at the leeward end of the run. 2 laps. And we're 4 minutes 20 from a start. No black flag, so we were reasonably well behaved at the first start. 3 boats were over. 1 went back, didn't have to. 1 didn't go back when he did have to. That was Lazarus. And the Rag and Famish went back when he was not over. Both Finport went back and someone else went back. It was a Akarana Eatery. Okay, just under 3 minutes to go. Race 3. Racing today for the Alan Cole Memorial Trophy. Yandu won the first race today to continue his perfect score. 3.5 minutes. And the rain is still all around the race course. Can't see the weather mark. It's covered in mist and rain.
Yeah, you got Buckley's of seeing it from here, Shippo.
So they need some good navigation from the crews, but they'll have a fair idea where it is. It's coming up to 3 minutes. So some of these boys have got to put a mark in the ground if they're going to challenge Yandu. Finport and Rag will be certainly happy from where they finished in the first race today. They were well back and came back into it.
They managed to salvage a result out of it, but they're not making it easy on themselves.
Okay, 2:40 to go. And good breeze. Probably, maybe close to 9 knots. 10 knots perhaps. Yeah, we've got a good solid 8 knots at least. Okay.
Now, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a bit excited again in this one, Shippo, and we
get a few nerves.
We might see a
nervous skippers go for it.
Yeah, I think we might get a bit over-eager again.
Well,
Pin end looks up at the moment.
Oh, Yandu are down there.
Yeah, they've gone down to have a look.
Yeah.
Gee, there's some good.
Well, they don't
the
need to take a risk, Yandu. They just got to play it very cool, get a reasonably good start, and they just showed with excellent tactics, boat speed, boat handling. They're a pretty hard act to beat.
Yeah, they've just had a look down that pin end and they've come off it on port. It looks like they're just shaping up to see if there's an option for them there.
It's the view looking to Garden Island, back at the starting line and behind the starting line. Just a minute and a half to go, 90 seconds to go. Yandu is down at that leeward end, and up the top end here we've got the fleet's pretty well spread out, isn't it? Rag's in the middle there. Finport's up at this windward end.
And it is pin high, so that should help avoid a general recall.
Okay, 1 minute to go. Second race today, 4th heat of the championship. Yandu won the first race today. Bit of yelling from the crews, that's a good sign.
Bit of yelling and screaming, yeah, they're getting excited.
Reasonably well spread the fleet, but Yandu again boxed in as he was in the first race today. He's back a fair bit, gets back there, I think finds a hole and then goes for it. 30 seconds.
Keep managing to wiggle their way out of it.
ASCC up to windward. Vycobi's up to windward as well. Smeg's there. Down to leeward we've got Lazarus. He was over this morning. First race didn't go back. Marine Outlets down to leeward. Kitchen Maker up to windward. It's Finport starting to come forward. Advance. Okay, 5 seconds to go. What are we looking like?
Pushing up at the boat end, but it looks good, I think.
They're away.
I think that's clean.
Yep.
Bit of tangle up between Alan and the goat Marine, two British boats.
Okay, Royal Oak got it at the committee boat end. Very good start. Hugo Stoner, Hugo Leamy and Daniel Watson. And we're away. Rag in the middle. Yandu, where's Yandu? Can we see him? There he is.
Right in the
punching
middle of
out
the
in
screen,
front of sixth.
And he's got a clean lane, clear lane.
ASCC tacked early. They got it boxed in. The poor two UK boats really got clobbered. So we're away. The rain clearing a little bit and the breeze 8 or 9 knots. So we're away. Race 2 today, 4th heat of the championship. And again, it's Yandu in good, clean air. And this beat is 1.2, Jimmy, was it?
1.2, Pete.
And the breeze is actually not looking too bad at the moment. If it can hang in at this strength, we'll have a pretty good race. You might see the direction shift from time to time, but at the moment it's looking pretty good.
Few boats starting to bail out. Sixth, big foot, 18-footers. And Yandu in the middle there. Right down to leeward was Lazarus. And we've got a ferry off camera coming towards Manly, and he has right of way. So I hope the fleet have seen him, because he could be a nuisance. Okay. They're the boats that went out to the right, ASCC. The white tube, I think, is Vycobi, then Smeg. Is that Wealth?
Skiff ropes.
Skiff ropes. There's
Rockstar.
6 going back.
The ferry has backed off, and I think Phil Barnett is working today, so if they're very lucky, it's Captain Cup.
Well, he's
cutting him a bit of slack here.
Certainly doing the right thing. He will never, even though he has right of way, he is having a very, very sensible approach.
He's really backed off.
Whoever the captain is, well done. So the fleet, this is a group that's still going off the starting line towards Bradley's Head. Still rain abouts, cleared a little bit, and the breeze a little bit better now. A few little white caps appearing, 8 to 9 knots, maybe 10. Okay, what we've seen is that Yandu is behind the kitchen maker. No, that's the Akarana Eatery.
Yeah.
And he's above Finport. He's coming to intersect with another boat. Who's that going across on starboard?
It's Vycobi.
Vycobi with a white
ship. The Queenscliff Ferry's sped up. Cubby wouldn't do that.
Yeah, so Vycobi's crossed and the ferry's off to Manly now.
Okay, well, they've got a clear lane, a lot of these boats now. Marine Outlet and Lazarus most left of the fleet, but here's Rag, Smeg above him, and the kitchen maker just behind him. And Yandu are well ahead of this group. There's Yandu going across ahead of Rag and Famish and Smeg and kitchen maker.
Yeah, this group that we're looking at now, Shippo, is continuing to cross in front of the ferry. They want to be a little bit more considerate here, I think.
Yes, the ferry has right away. The fleet know that. Should be no questions asked, but the fleet have been a really nice gesture from the Queenscliff. The ferry slowed right down. And they're approaching Bradley's Head, this beat of 1.2 nautical miles. There's ASCC, who had that drama in the first race today. Vycobi taking a few sterns. And ASCC of this group are very well placed. There's Yandu going out on port. They will be close to the lead. Yandu once again. Good clean start. No recalls. There's Rag behind a few boats again.
Yeah, they're a little bit deep again, the Rag. They've got some work to do again.
These 18s are really taking advantage of a very generous skipper on board.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to rely on that every day.
No.
That's for sure. Anyway, full marks to the skipper, which we assume is Phil Barnett.
I have asked the question
Oh, you have?
of Captain Cup, yeah.
Probably has. You're interrupting his stream of watching it.
Well, we're halfway up the first beat of the fourth heat, and it's a big split.
Yeah, we got Finport the most advanced out on the right-hand side. And it looks to me that if he tacks, he will cross and lead the fleet.
In the middle, strong as Marine Outlet. But we'll see. There's a big differential between left and right. Some are in on Point Piper, others are on Bradley's Head. That's the split.
Yeah, Finport tacked.
Okay, now this will be interesting. We'll
Pretty ordinary tack.
Finport in a moment, and Yandu. You can see the breezes up. A few little white caps appearing. Okay, Finport starboard. Yandu's tacked underneath him, which means they probably couldn't cross. So it's a bit of a drag race now. Yandu and Finport. Plenty of wind. Probably 10 knots at the moment, and this is a good speed test for Yandu and Finport.
And the Black Knight, there they
he's
are
just
now.
up off their
they're
hip.
well in the hunt as well, but
Yeah, this-
Black Knight down on height a little bit compared to that lead too.
This group will cross the fleet that went left. So these are the two leaders we're looking at. And then probably third is Marine Outlet, just to the left there of the Black Knight. And maybe Black Knight's falling, as you said, Dole, hasn't got the height of Yandu and Finport.
Yeah, he's sucking down into their gas.
Yandu in squeeze mode, Finport in speed mode here.
Oh, there was a huge dip there from SeaTac on behind Rag and Famish. Rag and Famish had starboard. They're back on track again now.
Coming out of the left is ASCC, and what's happened to him?
He's just tacked over. Yeah. Rag and Famish had him on starboard, so Rag and Famish looking like they're probably in about 5th spot.
So there's a really good speed race here. Finport couldn't live there. He's bailed out. So Yandu squeezed him up, squeezed him off. So Finport will be behind the Black Knight. So Black Knight will be close to the lead, but I think probably the pace of Yandu will hold him in first place. There's Yandu and Marine Outlet and ASCC. So Finport bailed out, going to the right into Point Piper. Yandu, Marine Outlet going in towards Shark Island. And where's this windward mark, Jimmy?
Just on the other side of this yacht in front of us, Pete. Should be able to see it there now.
I can see it, yeah. We're about 400 metres downwind of it, the leaders. And the good breeze coming out of Rose Bay around between Point Piper and Shark Island. Marine Outlet's just tacked. He'll be behind the Black Knight from Germany. Now the question will be, here comes Yandu when he... No, he hasn't tacked yet. Yandu's still going. Wants to try and get advanced so he doesn't have to duck the Black Knight, because it's a pretty big duck. There he goes now. See what happens here. No, Black Knight's tacked. Wow, okay. He didn't want to have a piece of him there. So looks as though, depends, it'll be between Yandu and Finport, I think, when they converge.
We'll see how Finport go when they come back out of this right-hand side. At the moment, Yandu up quite high on port tack, so I'm thinking they might gain a bit of an advantage there, but we'll see.
Some good puffs in Rose Bay here.
There is.
Breeze just a little bit, probably tickle a few degrees south of east, and good breeze. Best breeze we've seen all day.
Gee, it's going to be a jibe set or an early jibe, though.
And port rounding, and then they run back to the gate of the starting area. 2 laps, 2 windwards, 2 leewards. And
I've just been told that Phil Barnett is skippering the freshwater today, so I've asked him to thank the Queenscliff skipper very much.
Absolutely.
On behalf of the 18-footers.
Fantastic job.
Yeah, Finport.
So Finport behind Yandu.
And the Black Knight.
And the Black Knight. Now, okay, Finport again split with Yandu, or Yandu split with Finport, whichever way you want to look at it. So Yandu's going to try and pick up a ley line here. I think they're out on the sort of the eastern end of Point Piper. Marine Outlet right on the point. Not far off attack. There he goes now. Josh Barepsky and the Gundy boys. There goes Yandu. I think Yandu looks pretty good to me for Leyline. It'll be a little bit tight, but he's got pressure coming, which will enable him to get his bow up. Rags in the middle of that group there. Back a little, but still close enough, if good enough. No, Yandu on a nice lay. Again, very accurate sailing from these boys. They're going to have a nice lead again. Black Knight probably second. Finport coming in on port. Got to find a hole to get back. There's Vycobi well positioned. Okay, we'll get a little bit of a delta. There they go. They're around. They're leading. Yandu around. Black Knight. Behind them, Finport on squeeze mode. And then around the outside of them, the Marine Outlet. Oh, Lazarus coming in on port. He's around. Tommy Kunich, okay. ASCC also on port. Yandu's away. They've set. The Marine Outlet are fourth. Vycobi fifth. ASCC will be next. Lazarus around. ASCC, then the Bigfoot. Rag and Famish got a little bit boxed
just
in
to the
there.
right of that shot there, the Noakes had capsized and the Royal Oak right in the middle of this one.
Oh dear.
Tack capsize, yeah.
They're going to cause a bit of a speed bump in the middle of this.
Yeah, okay, the Rags
approach.
around. He's a long way behind Yandu, the leader. Next around are Victorians. Then the Sea-Tech boys, back a bit. Squeeze mode is Acheron Eritrea. Balmain around the outside of him. And following them is Wealth. Oh, right in the middle is the Royal Oak capsize.
And again, Pete, in this race we see Rag and Famish a bit back in the fleet, have elected to jibe set, so...
Well, he had to throw something again at it, I think, Harry Price. Kitchen Maker, Smeg back a little, sixth. Then the Burrowang. Then who we got after that? We got our German friends on the...
Skiff Ropes Rockstar,
Skiff Ropes.
and then Shore and Partners, 18-footers Bar and Grill and Gotcha for Life.
Yeah, Shore and Partners back a long way. Okay, we're off down to the gate at Clark Island Way. Yandu are clear leaders at the weather mark. Still a rainy day here in Sydney.
And the Yandu is on a puff and deep and fast and disappearing into the mist again. These guys just aren't putting a foot wrong, Pete. When you're fast and don't make mistakes, they make it look easy, but it's not. But just superb sailing.
Here are our other New Zealand friends from the Acheron Eritrea, just jibing off Point Piper. Very nice jibe. Way in the distance, there in the mist, is the race leader, Yandu. He wouldn't be far off a jibe there, I wouldn't think, to get back into the gate.
Well, I don't know, we can't see the gate.
No, but I'm just guessing.
I'm going to say, if you can see it, you've got better eyes than me. You've got X-ray rain vision.
There he goes, look at that. See?
Oh, and that's a bit of a shaky drive from the Yandu. I think that's the first one we've seen, but they're obviously through it fine.
Sea-Tech from New Zealand, they're probably about fourth or fifth, perhaps. Or maybe. Second is the Black Knight. Third is Marine Outlet.
Finport.
Finport's there somewhere, is he?
Yeah,
okay.
they're right down off.
Oh, okay, yep.
Yeah, probably close between the Black Knight and Finport.
Good pressure now. You can see the crews moving into their work nicely. Three strings. See Lazarus here, disqualified in the first race today, being over the line at the start.
They're the furthest boat in the left downwind at the moment. They're going to be driving off Clark Island. They've got to go a long way to get across over to
they'll
ley line.
They'll be in the first half dozen. But here's the boys that are leading, approaching the gate. Again, there's a staggering lead. Get a time on this as well. They've dropped. They're going to the left-hand mark of the gate. They're almost there, about 2 boat lengths, 3 boat lengths. See the orange buoy, there it is. Nice and tidy. They're around and on their way. Final beat of this 2 lapper.
I think we're going to be looking close to a minute.
Okay, there's plenty of wind bending their backs. As Tom Needham said earlier on in his interview on the day 1, they like it when they can straighten their legs and bend their backs, and that's what they got now. Breeze is up probably 11, 12 knots.
And they've just tacked there and they're just going to hook onto a beautiful vein of pressure.
So we've got second is the who's this here? Finport.
Yeah.
Finport and the Black Knight.
Black Knight coming in on starboard from the other side.
Okay, Keegan jibes on the Finport.
There's the
York.
Black Knight now.
Black Knight jibed, dropped and jibed. So they've split here. So we'll say the Black Knight is second around, and it's a 52-second delta. Okay, Finport's around the other mark. Marine Outlet, a little untidy from the Gundy boys, but they're around, coming around. Good drop. And then following then, Lazarus. So all going to the left-hand mark except Finport. Then ASCC. He'll be next, and followed by Kobe. On the other mark, there's Lazarus round. ASCC.
Oh, Lazarus in trouble here.
Oh, they're over. Lazarus have capsized.
And they're going to capsize on ASCC. Oh, did that rig hit them, Jimmy?
I think it might have.
Yeah, I think it hit the crew on ASCC.
Oh, there's another capsize.
The other...
Vycobi, is it?
Yes,
I think Vycobi at the other mark.
And who?
Oh, there's another one there. There's boats going out. This breeze is
Purple
spiked
Spinnaker,
up.
that'd be
Queenslanders,
Bigfoot.
Okay, Rag and Famish, they've got to go round the outside. This breeze is up here. Strongest we've been all day.
Balmain and Sea-Tech around the left-hand mark.
Rag just round the right-hand mark. There's Rag going upwind.
Victorians very late on the drop.
They are certainly overcooked that.
With their new Spinnaker.
Yeah, there's another capsize. The Acarona Eatery.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's all happening here.
And it's puffy, but it's not that windy.
No, they just left the drops late, I think, and got themselves chicken winged up. And now we've got Kitchen Maker and Shaw and Partners going around left-hand mark. Boats everywhere here. Vycobi still capsized. The Bigfoot's just getting themselves up.
Yeah,
breeze is up to 12 knots at that top mark.
Yep, that's what it's looking like here. Still rain, but breeze. Royal Oak's around with the Spinnaker half up or half down. Capsize. Who's that in the middle of the line? Capsize. Jimmy, that white hull.
That's Acarona
Eatery. Yep, there he is. Oh, there's Vycobi. Their day is over.
Well, they've had to wait till Bigfoot got up and till they can go, and just in the...
They haven't had a good day, the Vycobi day, boys. So we're away for the final beat of this fourth heat. And clear leader at the leeward gate was Yandu once again. Best breeze of the day. White caps.
They're not making mistakes, Pete.
No, they'll love this breeze
behind them.
This breeze will suit them.
back in the capsize again.
Yeah, they had when we went past just then, Jimmy, they had the Spinnaker still over the side. So
that helps.
They had the sea anchor out.
And then I've noticed as we're coming back up through the fleet now that Noakes has capsized as well.
So there was a split at the gate between Yandu and Finport. Yandu went to the left gate, Finport the right gate. So just see how that plays out. So there's Finport right tucked up under Bradley's head. See, in the foreground we've got the Rag, but over on Bradley's we've got Keegan York, Matt Stenter and Gus Williams in the Finport.
Yeah, we've still got Black Knight and Marine Outlet well in the hunt for the minor placings here.
So we've got a handle on Yandu. We can't see him in this mist.
I could just make him out. Pete, they're well advanced on
Yeah.
Finport.
Just here.
Once
I've got them, yep.
Maybe a little bit of a gain to the Finport there, and it looks like Black Knight and Marine Outlet aren't too far behind Finport, so we could see a bit of a battle for second, third, and fourth. And not too far behind them, we've got Balmain, ASCC, and Rag and Famish giving chase. So
Well, they're the top three, I would think. Yandu, Finport, and Black Knight of Germany.
pretty good recovery from Balmain. They were
Very deep.
quite deep, but they managed to stay out of trouble more than anything.
Yeah, breeze really spiky here. This is 12 plus here. Here's sixth. He won't be sixth today. He's a long way back. He's obviously had a capsize. Now this is really good sailing breeze now. Clear harbour.
Yeah,
The rain
mainsail's
won't
going
worry.
inside out now, ragging mainsails. So that tells us that it's spiking up well over 12 knots, I would think.
And this rain has set in.
the Herfler House just righting itself here in the middle, just off Bradley's.
So we're about a bit over halfway up this final beat. Yandu leading quite comfortably again. It's becoming quite a bit of a habit to them, and it's a nice habit if you're on the Yandu.
There's a Marine Outlet. They've just tacked just above the line of there's sort of three boats stacked up: Finport, Black Knight, and Marine Outlet. Marine Outlet just finding it hard to hold height in a lane behind the Black Knight there.
That's Finport further advanced to those three. He'll be second. Remembering Finport got out of jail in today's first race. He was deep and buried, finished third. To go with his other second on Saturday. And then he's disputing his finish on second on Saturday, and he's disputing his finish on Sunday. He claims fourth, but we've got him down as fifth at the moment. So he's really threatening the second placing in the championship at the moment. But it's Yandu just storming away again. Marine Outlet getting a nice little left-hander. And Yandu way in the left there. There's the top four.
You can just see them in the mist.
They're getting a nice little shift out here, Marine Outlet.
I'm struggling to see them. I'm normally the one with the good eyes here.
You are, mate. I've got to look at the monitor. Yeah.
It's going to be a good race for second.
He's not far off attack in there, I don't think.
He's approaching the eastern end of Point Piper. Is Yandu, Tom Needham.
I reckon they could run in, grab a beer from Malcolm and still come out of there and lead.
Malcolm, is he talking to Donald Trump these days? They had a good old Barney overnight.
Oh, that's right. He's not home, is he?
Yeah, Malcolm.
Oh, even better. Hopefully the keys are under the mat.
That's Malcolm Turnbull's house in the background, former Prime Minister. But anyway, we won't go there. Won't talk politics here.
Won't go there either.
No. Far from it. Okay, Black Knight lifting round the bow of Marine Outlet as Finport, Keegan York tacks. He will cross the Black Knight. And further up, Yandu close to a ley line. Starboard tack ley line. Port rounding. Ooh, good breeze up at the weather mark. It's 10, 11 knots, maybe 12s.
Black Knight, you're about to see just crossing behind Finport there, but pretty close. Keegan wants to be careful when he comes back here on port tack. The Black Knight, if they're...
Now, he likes the drama, Keegan. He likes to make things interesting.
Yandu were just below a ley line there. They couldn't quite make the top mark, so they're just going to do two little short tacks here. There they are now. You'll see them tack again in a sec. And they'll have only sort of 25 metres to the top mark. Here
Nice
they go
easy
now.
lay now.
Here we go.
3, 2, 1. Nice again, just easy.
No mistakes.
Okay, sheets off, just eased. Okay, we're boat length away from rounding, and we are around. Clock running. Just a run to the finish now, and looks like their 4th win in a row is upon them. Oh, up they go. Great set, is it? Yeah, it will be. And Louis fangs out. Okay, they're away.
So Black Knight have overlaid this, which is going to
massively,
which is going to give Keegan the opportunity in Finport to tack well inside them. So that was a bit of a mistake from Heinrich there.
Yeah.
He sailed way too far up towards
Even
the
Finport's
point.
gone too far too,
Yeah,
you'd think.
he's just going to bank a bit here. He doesn't want to take a risk. He's clearly got the 2nd place there. Marine Outlet will go behind
So
Black Knight.
this group are well ahead of the next boat, which could be ASCC or Balmain. Or where's the Rag?
C-Tech.
Where's
Rag's just over here, just beside Yandu.
Yandu's
in a
on a
screamer.
big gust.
Okay, they're
Just
around.
scooting away. They're gone.
Minute 2 seconds, 62 seconds. Finport 2nd, closely followed now by Black Knight, Heinrich von Bayen. And then 4th, having their best performance, is Josh Perepsky in a beauty on the Marine Outlet. Got to get away here, Josh. Yep, job done.
They've been looking good for pace all regatta, but just getting themselves into trouble. So they've got around cleanly this one. They're going to bank a good result.
Bad set on Finport has opened the door for
The Black Knight rolled them. Oh, Finport got a bit wobbly there. And Black Knight went bang, thank you very much, straight over the top of them. So, game on here for the minor placings. You'd have to say that Yandu is gone and done and dusted. Just got to survive one more jibe and he'll be there. So behind this group next around is a real
It's going to
gaggle.
be C-Tech and ASCC together,
then
with Rag and Balmain.
Smeg. That's the next lot, but we're on the Black Knight. We've got a real jump on Finport there.
Pretty tight battle between these 3. It's going to be Black Knight, Finport and Marine Outlet.
Terrific shots here. Finport getting lower than the Black Knight. That's the old Finport's jibe. Interesting. I think he wants to come back at him and starboard. I think that's probably the thoughts of Keegan.
Yeah,
Perhaps alone.
it looks like a little bit of pressure coming out of Double Bay there, Shippo, but it's a big gamble leaving your wingman like that.
Oh, there's a decent cloud over the city.
There, Keegan's on some breeze there now.
He's rocketing out Keegan.
So there
No
was a
flies
gust
on him.
there.
He absolutely flying. We're on Yandu though. Look at this. This is another masterclass from Tom Needham and his team of Louis Brake and Fang Warren. Boy, this is good sailing. You can't overstate it. They've just absolutely blitzed the fleet. In both races today, they've been laying down to the finishing line. Great accuracy, great boat handling. I don't know what else you can say. It's just been a masterclass again.
Oh, they're making it look easy, Shippo, but we know it's not easy, do we? So to string 4 races in a row with such convincing wins, you know, they're sailing fast and they're sailing mistake-free, getting out in front so they can't get in any trouble, finding a clear lane so they can just use their boat speed to their advantage. Just brilliant sailing from 3 very talented sailors.
We've got one more jibe to come in, I think, have they? Yes.
Yeah,
They
they'll
won
do.
later, just a bit above the...
Should be
the
loaded
lane.
in.
There's the committee boat there, the finishing marks to starboard. As they look at it, and they're just getting set up to jibe. There they go. Get the clock running again, which is a little bit
Well, got a Mark Set
pointless.
bot coming at me.
You were on starboard, Jimmy.
Thanks, Dol.
Okay. Perfect execution again. Well, take your hats off to these boys. 4 out of 4.
There they
They're
go
over.
now.
Wonderful. That's all you can say. Superb performance. So the battle is for second.
Yeah, I think that Finport driving onto that pressure coming out of Double
Oh, yes,
Bay.
he jumped them. He jumped
Yeah.
the Black Knight.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well played, Keegan York for second. So if he has a good day, he'll be second and third, or third and second in the 2 races today. So Yandu first.
Bit up when you're chasing the team with a perfect score so far,
Yes.
isn't
Anyway, you got to chip
Oh.
away.
it? Powerboat just gone in front of
Oh, that
Black
oh.
Knight and
Marine Outlet. Thought that
Okay, Marine Outlets
putting
the
pressure
challenge
on the
down.
Black
Black
Knight.
Knight.
Yeah, looks
Finn-
like he's inside them.
it is. He can lock them out, perhaps. He's trying to get some depth here. There's a big naval boy he's got to hope he doesn't run into. Okay, we're on Finport. Keegan York, they'll be second. They got about, what's the timing? I've got about a minute 10 I've given them, the Delta.
That naval boy just cost Marine Outlet enough that they're going to get beaten
Yeah.
there. They had to dip away, wash their speed off, which allowed Heinrich and the team on Black Knight to just accelerate through.
we
Okay.
can drop you off, Dol, and you can go pull the naval boy up if you think it's in the
Okay,
way.
Black Knight third, Marine Outlet 4,
Yep.
and then probably the Rag will be the next boat.
Rag with C-Tech right behind him with Balmain.
Spectator
So-
Ferry not in the best
No,
of
that's
positions
the Rag there. You can see that on his. So he'll be 5th. So we're still not sure of who was 4th and 5th in the first race today, whether Rag was 4th or Smeg was 4th. But
The message I got through was from Hugh is Rag by memory.
okay, Rag. So we'll give him 4th in the first race today. So he'll be 5th now in the second race.
And it's going to be close between Balmain and C-Tech. If C-Tech can soak down to this pin end of the line, he'll get it.
Balmain
trying
faster.
to.
Okay, Rag's across. He is 5th. Then C-Tech's soaking here.
Yeah, he's struggling to get it now.
I think he'll
he's
get
going
there.
to get the
He's got a
depth
little
now.
puff.
He just got a little gust.
So
Yeah.
C-Tech's 6, Balmain's 7.
He's going to jibe through. Balmain's had to jibe.
Nice of Balmain.
Well, they have to give them room at the
Yeah.
mark
Yeah.
there. So
So Balmain's 7, Smeg. Oh, Smeg's got to get going here. He'll be 8th. Good effort for Nathan McNamara. And here comes ASCC. He's next after a disappointment the first race today when he capsized, when he had just metres from the finishing line when he was in second spot. So ASCC is 9. Top 10 will be rounded out. Is that Shaw? Who's this?
Shaw and Partners.
Partners.
Shaw and Partners, good result.
Yeah.
Emma Rankin.
What a comeback.
Emma Rankin, great result.
So she had a 16 and a 10. She's across. Wealth,
Well,
next.
and then the Burrowing.
Burrowing. Good day for Burrowing. A 12 and a 13.
They'll be happy to get some runs on the board.
Yeah.
They've had a tough regatta
Yeah.
to date.
Their mainsail track just disintegrated the other day.
Then the Kitchen Maker.
Kitchen Maker.
And then Team Victoria.
The Victorians, it's a better effort from them. And who else we're missing that's in the top?
Lazarus are way back. Oh,
Oh.
is that Lazarus up there? Or is that a Lazarus Spinnaker?
That might be the Victorians. Oh, no.
The white one is
that's
the Victorians.
that's-
The black one is
Yeah,
Lazarus.
The black one is the Lazarus. They're a long way back.
Here comes Honda Marine in hot. The young skipper on that, Harry Butler, he sails with Graham Catley on his 12-foot skiff over in New Zealand.
Okay.
So there's Honda across 15.
Gotcha for life.
Gotcha for life. Wow, that's a good performance from those boys. Gotcha.
All that limbering
16.
up that Burgers.
Berger's done, yeah. He's feeling pretty fit, he told me, in the park today.
Like a finely tuned athlete he was.
As he hobbled towards the boat. Who we got here? Lazarus. Is this Lazarus with
Yes,
the black
that's
spinnaker?
Lazarus. Then a
7,
close one between Goat Marine and Skiff Ropes Rockstar.
Oh.
Goat Marine will get it.
Okay, Lazarus across.
Lazarus the next in. That's a disappointing result for them.
Yeah, especially this morning they would have been second, or first race today they were second and
Not a good day.
got an OCS. No, and
That's going to hurt.
Goat next from UK. Goat Marine, and who we got next? This is
Skiff Ropes Rockstar.
the Rockstar from Germany, Skiff Ropes Rockstar.
Next should be the 18-footers bar and restaurant. One and in. They've got.
Have we the Bigfoot? Is that them still coming with the
That's
purple
it.
shoot?
That's there with the purple chute.
and
You got
the Vi- and
Vycobi
the
over
Vycobi.
towards Bradley's.
Oh dear!
Yeah,
Oh, they've had a
for both
Day to
those
forget.
boats, for both Vycobi and Bigfoot, that's a disappointing result.
look on the 18-footers that get this jibe done. They'll be best results so far. They got a little wine glass. They got it. There they go.
That spinnaker could go down to vacuum wash and be,
Have a scrub,
have a scrub and a.
have a bath.
Okay, and then
Well, they put the silicon stuff on them
They
too,
do,
so
yeah.
it makes the spinnakers last
Slippery.
a bit longer.
Drive easier, go up and down easier.
So
All you
that
sailors
18
out there, go to vacuum wash.
18-footers across. They're
And with the
20th.
Tech 2 spinnaker is the Allen from the UK.
Alan UK, 21th. Oh, Vycobi, dear. I don't think we'll talk to those boys tonight. Dole, they'll be not that happy, chappies.
No.
Oh, they're going to be unhappier further on. Oh. Yeah, once things go bad, they go bad. So they're across 22nd.
Just got to get their shoulders back up, and
Yeah.
tomorrow's another day.
They'll come out punching.
Bigfoot. They're okay. Vycobi 22nd, Bigfoot 23, and who we got still to come here? Jimmy, the white spinnaker jibing now off camera.
Akarana Eatery, I reckon it'd be.
Oh yeah, Akarana. They had a
And then we've just
Tumble.
got a blue kite right up the top, which would be, who are we missing, Pete?
The blue kite would be Noakes.
Okay,
Noakes.
Beck Hancock.
I'm still missing.
And have we got one more?
Still missing another one.
Right up at the top mark.
So you are eating those carrots, Dolly.
Yeah, getting better.
Who else are we missing?
Who haven't we seen?
Maybe I missed someone. The excitement of it all. Where's the oak? Where's the oak? Have they finished?
Have you seen sixth?
No, they were a long way back, 6th.
So that very well could be one of them at the top mark. There's two at the top
I
mark,
haven't got
actually,
the Royal.
Dol.
I haven't got the Royal Oak yet. Are they somewhere around?
And that could very well be them.
Could be the Royal Oak and 6th at the top mark, maybe. If there's, I don't know if there's two boats or one up
There is two, Dol.
There is two.
Trust me. The one on the right is sixth. And there's the other one, maybe the Herfler House. Have you got the Herfler House down there?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't got them.
That's who
That's
it would
who
be then.
That's who it looks like. So Herfler House with the red spinnaker,
Yeah, so
way off in
they're
the
around
distance,
and
then
6
orange.
six around the top mark, last place.
So the next will be Noakes, is that right?
Yeah.
In the blue shoot.
Correct, shippers.
So
yeah.
they'll be 25th.
They'll be coming close to the time out, won't they, for the race?
Yeah, I would think so.
Furthest away will be, I'm sure.
Yeah.
What is the what is definition of timed out? 10. What's it? After the first boat, isn't it? Time after the first boat. Have to
Yeah.
be, wouldn't it? I don't think else it could be.
Then just behind
There's
six,
another
Dolly,
boat there.
is the Royal Oak.
Okay.
you go.
Yep. So how many we got to finish?
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's
Is that
right.
up?
That gives me
boats.
28. Yep.
Correct
6,
weight.
27, 28.
28, correct weight.
Okay, well that's Noakes
it looks like the order will be Noakes, Heffler House, 6th, and then Royal Oak. Is that right, Jimmy?
Yep.
All right, well, as the rain still continues to rain down on Sydney Harbour, there's misty day, but there's good breeze now, and we've seen well. What do you say? 2 races, and again belong to Yandu. They made absolute mincemeat of the fleet. I'd say, you'd have to say that. So outstanding were they.
And mincemeat and turned them into sausages,
Yeah,
Pete.
well, I mean, it's hard to describe how good they've been. But, there's 4 races down, 9 to go. They've won 4 out of 4. So you'd have to say that they're looking pretty strong. They won the first race today from CTEC, Finport, Rag and Famish, Smeg, Wealth, Black Knight, 6th, Honda and Bigfoot. Then in the second race, Heat 4, Yandu, Finport, Black Knight, Marine Outlet, Rag and Famish, CTEC, Balmain, Smeg, ASCC and Shaw and Partners. So, what do we make of it, Dole?
Well, Pete, what I make of it is, despite taking the obvious out of it, that the Yandu are both fast, smart, starting well, great tactics, but more so the trailing guys aren't consistent. So we don't really, probably Finport are probably the most consistent boat. I think they're probably in second place overall now, I would guess. Yep. The rest of them have all got at least one bad result in there. We've seen CTEC, we've seen ASCC, Balmain, Rag. They're all throwing bad results in there. So they've already got their discards in there. They've all got bad enough scores that they've got a discard there.
You hope it's their discard.
Yeah. Those guys can't afford to slip up. They've already slipped up too many times. So these guys, they've got it up against them if they're going to catch Yandu now. We've still got a lot of races to go, but you can't win the regatta now, but you can certainly lose it, and it's looking very much like a few of them have lost it. That's about my take on it.
That's all you can say, really.
Tomorrow's another day, and we're looking like more of the same of what we've got today. So, and what these conditions do is it leaves it open for people to get stuck and have a bad result. So, if I would think if Yandu can put 2 reasonable results together tomorrow, they're going to go a long way towards sealing this championship with 3 days to go.
Okay, well, I'm just unofficially doing the point score. Obviously, Yandu with 4 wins is on 4 points. I've got Finport probably in second on 12 points. I don't want to give too many false hopes here. I've got Rag on 20 points, so it's a huge differential to Rag. I think CTEC's probably on 6 and 2, that's 8. 15 and 19. CTEC 19. Black Knight, don't forget there's no drops in play yet. He's got to have an 11 and a 2, that's 13, 20 and 23. So there's a fair gap. I think Yandu on 4 and Finport on 12. They are the top 2. So,
as I say, they're going to close the gap a bit when a drop comes into play, but none of those boats can afford to have another bad race.
No, well, drop comes into play after tomorrow, where we have 2 more races. So, look, we'll say goodbye, I think, from a very dreary Sydney Harbour. As who's that going across the line? Is that our German?
That's the Heffler House.
Good on them. A day more akin to a German weather out here, I think. Warm though, but drizzly, rainy, breeze about 8 to 12 knots. We're back again tomorrow, same time, same place at 2:20 to start the broadcast for you, and the race to start at 2:45 for races 5 and 6 of the championship. But today, again, it belonged to Yandu with 2 really clear-cut wins in heats 3 and 4. So on behalf of all the Sale Media boys, Dolly and Jimmy Bury and the boys behind the cameras, we say thank you for your patronage and watching. We hope you can join us again tomorrow. And from Sydney Harbour, a drizzly Sydney Harbour, Peter Shipway, a very good afternoon to you all.
Afternoon all.